What is going on, everyone? On today's show, a couple interesting changes. First of all, I'm on time. For the first time since I upgraded my setup last week, I'm not late to my own show. Can you believe it? In addition, today, I am using 4K resolution with this webcam. It is the first time I've ever even tried it because now this system can actually handle it. Now, there's a trade-off. In order to use 4K, I have to only use 30 frames per second. So I'm going to test this today during the Level 1 podcast. We're going to see how it turns out. Today, we got to talk about some games. Yesterday, I played Path of Exile 2, and I got a good amount to say about it. We've also got Bloodborne heading into its DLC, and we've got to figure out the schedule over the next 2 weeks. So we've got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a good one, folks. All of this and more on today's chill episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
All right, guys, it's the first time you are ever seeing Jasper Kitty in 4K. Of course, I'm broadcasting and capturing at 1440p, so it's kind of a fib. Even though the webcam is 4K resolution, you're only able to see him at 1440p max. But still, this is the best quality Jasper you have ever seen, and I hope that you guys will enjoy the visuals. Now, here's the question, okay? Can you really see the difference between this or when I was doing 1080p? It is a big resolution difference. But I guess the question actually is, does it show on stream and in videos? I'm curious when I watch my stuff back today how it'll look. In reality, one of the major reasons that I changed it is this. I was curious when I use this AI green screen tech. It's not green screen, it's just background removal tech. Would it look better at 4K? Would it actually get the edges better and the definition better because it's higher resolution? So I'm curious. Today we'll see, because I'm going to try this out as I play games as well. Also, it's basically a real test of the limits of my system, because now my system is doing a stream, another stream at a different quality and resolution and encoding settings, a recording locally to my hard drive, and it's not only capturing video from my PC for the game, but it's going to be capturing a 4K webcam. So really, you know, how is it going to turn out? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. The background makes Jasper look like a snow leopard, someone said. There you go. My kitty is a snow leopard up in the mountains with me today. Anyway, hopefully this looks good. You know, we're still messing with stuff. It's been now over a week. It was a Monday of last week that I first used this setup. And ever since, I've been tweaking it, adjusting it, trying to find the right balance of content, levels of quality, lighting, etc., right? And it's going to take a while, I feel, for us to really mash into the perfect level of this is what we want. We got to lock it in. But it's definitely working, you know, when it comes to quality. It's been massive upgrades, although continuing on with my line of tech issues. First of all, I'm just pleased that today we didn't have any. I was able to turn the stream on, both streams, record, webcam upgrade of quality, and nothing went wrong. Nothing went haywire. Oh, by the way, my new wireless network is working flawlessly. I have a new wireless router now, and it's way better than the old one. Like, the signal isn't cutting in and out anymore like it was. So I actually did a test. I left everything hooked up overnight. I didn't turn anything off. I wanted to see if all my devices would stay linked overnight. And guess what? They are. As you can see, I still have my RGB lights behind me. This is supposed to be a simulation of a beach. We're basically like on the sand and then the water rolls in. And then it pulls back out and you see the sand and then the water rolls in again. That's what this is supposed to be a simulation of with our background today. Anyway, yeah, no issues. So no router issue. It worked easily. my setup, I got the Divu screen working. I had to reset up the scene, which is why I see some new stuff today. But hey, it's working. I'm very pleased. I wasn't late to my own stream. Some people were taking bets in the chat before I started. Hey, will Phil be late for like the 8th day in a row because of tech issues? Luckily, I wasn't. Okay. But I am very happy with that. Now we are basically, kind of locking into these changes and the improvements. Let's see how the 4K camera goes today. So as you can see, I'm only at 30 frames today. But I mean, I was only at 30 frames on camera for like 10 years, like literally 10 freaking years. It was only the last few months that I was at 60 frames. So let's see. Do you prefer 1080p 60 frames or do you prefer 4K 30 frames? Let's see what people say after today. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Today, what we have to do is we have to review many different factors, okay? Games that I'm playing and how much you guys are liking them and how much more of them you want. We got to talk about the schedule because now we're basically in the last 2-week push till Christmas. Are you aware? Christmas is in 2 weeks. Holy crap. I know. So we have to start figuring out when exactly I'm doing everything. And we have a big return to long-form reacting next week to talk about today that we haven't really figured out the details of yet, but we need to talk about exactly when it's going to be. We also got the Christmas marathon. And I think today we should lock in all the dates. I think it makes sense to finally today say, all right, let's lock it in and everything and go from there. Okay? What's funny is some people in chat are like, what is Phil wearing today? It's called a sweater. You hear of one? What is that? What is Phil wearing? A sweater. You've never seen a sweater before? Have you ever been to the store? Maybe you don't own one. Have you ever been to the store? They have them there. They're pretty nice. This is super comfy, actually. I really like it. And some people are like, unbutton. You're not supposed to unbutton this sweater. This sweater is meant to be, I think they call it like a mock neck. Like, it's not really a turtleneck, but it's meant to be like a full neck around, buttoned up. You don't want to unbutton it. It doesn't actually look right if you unbutton it. So anyway, no, it's actually very comfy. I'll show you. Do you really want me to show you? It doesn't work. If you unbutton it, it doesn't look good. I'll show everyone because they're freaking out about it. Ready? Does that look good? Look. It's not meant to be unbuttoned. See, it has this different color underneath. It's meant to be a button-up sweater. It's not meant to be an unbuttoned sweater. See? It's prison garb. It's far from prison garb. I look like a rich therapist? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just too formally for my own streams now. Now, wow, this is great. For many years, see, people are yelling at me to button it again. I knew it. I told you, it doesn't look good. See, when you tear it doesn't look good. You're not supposed to have it unbuttoned. It's supposed to be buttoned all the way up. That's the style. But if you want it unbuttoned, I'll leave it unbuttoned then. All right, whatever. So, basically, for years and years, as I was on stream, with gaming t-shirts and things on, people are like, oh, Phil, you don't take this seriously enough. Your setup sucks. You dress like a bum. You're in your 40s now and you're still wearing gaming t-shirts. Like, what's your problem? So then I'm like, all right, I'll start taking things more seriously. I'll upgrade my setup. I'll dress differently. I'll upgrade everything. And now people are like, oh, you're way too professional. Put on my glasses. Oh, wow. Here we go. The full adult look. Ready? Phil has become a full adult live on stream today. All right, now I'm ready. I can't see anything because these are reading glasses, so I literally can't see anything. Everything is completely obscured around me. But I'm now ready for today's stream. Super professional Phil. All right, are we good to go? I can't see a thing. Well, I can see my fingers. I can see everything up close. That's it. So, all right, enough of that. Very good. Take them off. You can't stand me wearing glasses. I actually do wear glasses when I drive. I always wear glasses. They're good for the road. I only need them for distance, but as I get older, I actually enjoy wearing glasses more to help me out, like when I'm out and about driving and stuff. I always wear them now. So, anyway, so what do we want to talk about today? Well, we got a few things to discuss. Notably, the games that I'm playing. Do you want me to leave this unbuttoned? I don't really care. I thought I was supposed to leave it buttoned, but now you guys want me to leave it unbuttoned. I'll leave it unbuttoned. The glasses age me 20 years. What do I look like? I look like I'm 80 years old. Yes, this is a onesie. Correct. It's a full body sweater. It's a onesie. You're absolutely correct. It's totally not a nice sweater that, you know, I just got for myself for the holidays. It's a onesie. Okay. All right. Let's talk about yesterday. All right. Let's talk about the games I played yesterday. And then what I want to do is I want to talk about the schedule coming up, because we need to figure out 2 critical dates. All right. Very important dates. All right. So what was yesterday? Yesterday was a day when I was going to play a game that you guys had asked me for out of the blue. I really didn't know anything about until you guys told me about it and pretty much demanded that I play it. Okay. And then also I was going to play some Marvel Rivals at night. Okay. So here's what happened yesterday. The first stream yesterday was Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2 is an indie game. It just entered early access. And this game is basically Diablo. All right? Make no bones about it. It's a Diablo clone, a Diablo variation. I'm not sure what you want to call it. But it's absolutely meant to play exactly like Diablo. Now, for some people, they really like that because they feel that Diablo has essentially lost its way. They feel like Diablo in the last several years, well, actually the last several iterations, you know, Diablo 3 and 4, went in a direction that they don't like, okay? And because of that, they're upset. They want something that's like old school Diablo, like Diablo 1 and 2. Now, I played Diablo 1 and 2 back in the day on PC, and I was very addicted to them. These were the times when I was like in college, and I would, you know, stay up late nights playing games like Diablo, okay? And I loved it. I thought Diablo was great and addictive and very fun. The loot system hooks you, and you want to keep playing, right? I also liked how, with Diablo, you could replay the game and get a completely different experience based on the class you play. You know, the barbarian warrior class is different from the sorcerer, you know, different experience with the skill trees and everything, right? So, with Path of Exile 2, this game is meant to be a return to form for what Diablo used to be. And for a lot of people, they say that's exactly what it is, and that's why they like it. Now, here's the thing. I hadn't paid attention that this game was coming out. I had no clue it was coming out. You know, now I'm a PC gamer, so I have access to these kind of games. It's PC only, so I wouldn't have had access if I was still a console gamer. But I hadn't heard of it or paid any attention. And then all of a sudden on Friday, I said to everyone, hey guys, I'm playing Marvel Rivals all day because it's the hot new release. And 2 groups of people came on my stream and essentially yelled at me and complained. One group of people were saying, why aren't you playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? It's out. To which I responded, no, it's not. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is not out. What are you talking about? That's completely false. And then they'd be like, well, then how are all these content creators playing it? Because they got review codes and they were able to play it early. They were told, hey, here's a special code, special snowflake that you are. Here's your code. Kiss the game's butt. Play it early. Standard industry practice. And I've been talking about this for many years. That I don't agree with it, but that's what happened. They handed out a lot of promotional review codes. Okay. In addition, if you spent $35 extra on top of the cost of the base game, you then could play it early as well. Now, I don't know why you would do that. For Game Pass users, the game's out on Monday. Why would you pay $35 extra to play it 3 days early? That's kind of a steep price tag, in my opinion. And I've been burned before on games like Starfield. I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. So I said, I'm just going to play early. Excuse me, I'm going to play on time on Monday. I'm not going to pay to play it early. All right? So, that was number one. So I said, the game's not out. I'll play it on Monday when it's out. The other group of people that came by my stream on Friday were like, why are you not playing the game of the year, Path of Exile 2? And I said, what? Like, what is Path of Exile 2? And I mean, to this day, I still keep saying this. I keep confusing Pillars of Eternity 2 with Path of Exile 2 because the abbreviation is PoE 2, and I keep saying the wrong words, the wrong name, right? So in regards to, you know, Path of Exile 2, people were like, no, it's now in early access. It's $30. You got to play it. And, you know, you're a PC gamer now. How could you miss out on it, right? And I said, all right, let me look into it. So we did. Over the weekend, I looked into it, and I realized what it was. And I was like, you know, this is something that I'll probably enjoy. But there was a big but in the equation. A giant one. A huge rotund ass. And the big but was as follows. I played Diablo 3 over a decade ago, and no one liked it. Everyone found it incredibly boring, repetitive, grindy, and said, why are you playing this? We don't understand. We don't really like this, you know. And then it ended up being one of my most underperforming playthroughs over a decade ago when I was still incredibly popular on YouTube. This isn't like today. We're talking about back in the day when all the things that I did got good attention. So that was factor number one. Factor in also, I just played Diablo 4 last year. Now, if you remember last year, I outright told you guys, because Diablo 3 didn't work, I was going to skip Diablo 4. I had a feeling it wasn't going to work as a playthrough. To which everyone responded, if you skip that game, you're not serious as being a content creator. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the year. You absolutely can't skip Diablo 4. How dare you even talk about skipping Diablo 4? You got to play Diablo 4. Okay? So I'm like, all right, listen. You guys are demanding it. You really want it. I'm going to give you what you want. And I played Diablo 4. I played it for the entire game. Never gave up. And guess what? After 2 streams, attention dropped off. People complained it was boring and repetitive. By the end of the game, people were begging me to stop playing it and not even finish it. But I said, no, I want to beat it. You know, I'm enjoying it. All right? I don't want to, you know, tap out on a game right in the midst of having fun with it. Or whatever. And plus, I had invested a ton of time into it at that time. And I wasn't going to just stop playing it, right? So, it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Now we're on time number 3. And people are like, oh, no, Path of Exile 2 is totally different. It's better than Diablo 3 or 4. It's what people want. They're going to love it. That's why they're asking you for it. You absolutely need to play it. Okay? And I said, all right, well, if this is the case, and people are asking for it, again, I guess I'm going to do what people are asking me for. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Path of Exile 2. Now, here's the deal. All right, Path of Exile 2 is a great game, in my opinion. Okay, I played it for 3 hours yesterday. It plays incredibly like older Diablo. It really does. I picked the monk class. I didn't want to pick a sorcerer because I just played a sorcerer in Diablo 4 last year. So I said, let's do a melee class. But interestingly enough, I don't really feel monk is much melee class. Like, the monk has a basic attack that charges up a meter. That meter makes this slamming electricity attack super powerful, and it creates this shockwave that goes forward and hits all the enemies. And the enemies basically take massive damage as long as this shockwave is built up. Then I got an ice ability that slows down enemies and does like elemental effect. And then I started getting more. Like, I just at the end of the stream got another ability where you can make a bell and you hit the bell and it does these big ripples of area of effect damage. So it's pretty unique. It's not just, oh, mash buttons. Like you would think, oh, it's just a monk. You're just going to mash buttons and do combat abilities. But there's actually way more to it. It's way more complex. So I played it for about 3 hours. It strongly reminded me of playing the classic Diablos. I got through many areas. I got to the first town, and then we got to the first major open area. We went to one dungeon that was like some murky, muddy cave. We beat that. Then we went to a forest, and we fought a bunch of werewolves and stuff like that. And then we went to another area where I cleared out a bunch of stuff, and we fought a boss called the Rust King. Bosses are pretty neat. The bosses are cool. Again, reminds me a lot of old school Diablo, which is a good thing. Okay? So, here's how it went. Okay? Attendance was okay. I would say we had between 300, 400 viewers, which is what we would expect on par for a game. It's the first time I'm playing it. Okay? Engagement, not so good. The people who were here after watching me play it for about half an hour to 40 minutes, completely disconnected and weren't really talking much or anything about the game. Multiple times I was asking the audience, how does this work? How do you do this in a menu? How do you do this? Crickets. It's supposed to be an interactive game stream. I'm trying to talk to the audience. They're ignoring me. They've disconnected. They're bored. That's not good. I thought that this was going to be the game that you guys yelled at me for to play, that you absolutely wanted me to play. It was imperative that I played it. If I skipped it, I'm missing one of the best games of the year. The Diablo replacement game. Where is everyone? Why is no one talking and paying attention to me? Because that was absolutely the kind of game where I could have used a lot more help. And there were 2 people on the entire stream, hundreds of people here, 2 people who were talking with me about the game. That was it. Okay? So, that's not the kind of response that you want when you're playing a new game. Okay? Now, at the end of the stream, I think we had made about $60, something like that. Again, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't memorize this stuff. But we basically were a far cry from hitting the goal. Okay? And it looked like we weren't going to hit the goal again. And I was like, well, this isn't good because it's supposed to be a hot new game. I literally bought the game because people told me to. And I that's right. Now I remember. By the end of the stream, we only had $40. And I was like, guys, I spent over 30 for the game. You told me to play it. What happened? Where is everyone who was yelling at me on Friday saying play Path of Exile 2? You tell me what happened, right? So all of a sudden, of course, at the end of the stream, I mentioned this. And I'm like, guys, looks like, support was low. We're not going to hit it. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people came and supported, which I appreciate. There was a giant tip, everything. And we did hit the goal that stream yesterday. All right? But the point is, everyone screamed for this game on Friday. Everyone said, oh, you're missing out over the weekend. You really need to play the game. So I did what you wanted. I actually literally gave you what you wanted, at least from what people were screaming for. And it looked like actually it was bullshit, that people didn't really want the game. Now, I don't know if people were messing with me to try to get me to play a game that they knew wasn't going to get attention because it's repetitive, just like Diablo. I'm not sure. I really don't know what caused it. All right? Now, to add insult to injury, I go to upload the videos yesterday, and YouTube has major issues processing videos yesterday. I don't know why. So I uploaded the podcast and 2 parts of Path of Exile 2, but the parts were over an hour long, so it ended up being almost 3 hours of gameplay. And they won't process. They'll only show up in 360p. They won't go to HD at all. And I'm like, what is going on with YouTube today? So I just left them basically all day. By the end of the day, 2 of them, the podcast, and I think part 2 of the playthrough did go HD, but part 1 refused. So I ended up having to redo it overnight, which is fine, but now part 1 basically didn't get any real momentum on the channel on demand because it didn't show up, first. It showed up third, way later than the other videos. So it was just like the perfect storm of annoyance. It was, number 1, everyone wants me to play a game, so I spend money to play it, but people didn't show up for it, nor did they engage with it. I wanted to have to be a fun, interactive stream where I'm learning about this game and its mechanics. And again, there were probably 2 people who were there the whole stream who were helping, and I appreciate that. But I'm not streaming for 2 people. I'm supposed to be streaming for a community, and the community claimed they wanted it, and then not really. And then the support really didn't exist. Okay, it just didn't. And then the only way that I could, Jasper, what are you doing? You want to go in the closet? He wants to go in the closet. Hold on. You can go in, but be careful because the lights are in there. See? But don't mess with those lights because those lights are in there because now I'm nervous he's going to mess with my RGBs that are in the closet. There's some extra RGB lights that are in there. So hopefully he doesn't attack them. So basically, support, you would think for a hot new release that everyone's demanding that I play would be there, and it wasn't. The support came at the end of the stream when basically I said, hey, it looks like we're not going to hit the goal, and then people supported for the sake of supporting me, not the game. Get it? So, in regards to this game, Path of Exile 2, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what you want. Honestly, I'm confused. Do you want me to keep playing this game? Did you enjoy it, and maybe people just couldn't show up for the stream? I don't know. I'm scratching my head on this one. How is it that On Friday, everyone wants it, so I play it, and then no one shows up for it. I don't get it, nor do I know how I could improve that situation. You know, I just don't. So that's way I say it is, here, let me put it this way. I'm open to playing it again. I think the game is fun. It's actually kind of relaxing fun, but it's very repetitive. It's walk around, walk backward, hit them a million times with the ice spell, right? Get them down to low health, punch them with the special punch that charges up your special move, hit them with the giant lightning special move, wash, rinse, repeat. But now I just unlocked a new ability, this bell ability, where I'll be able to throw down a bell and hit it and start rippling and doing combos. That could be neat. That could be very interesting, okay? So, listen, the ball's in your court. I want to know what people want. And I really need to start talking with you guys daily about this, because it seems like right now I'm being pulled in a million directions, right? We've got Stalker 2 that I haven't played all week that I'm planning on playing tomorrow. Jasper, we just opened it. Jasper, I just opened it for you. I just opened it for you. He's being a nut. Anyway, so let's review all the games I'm playing. Stalker 2, which I haven't played now in a week, right? We still got it in the rotation. Indie, which we're playing tonight on the late stream. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, okay? Then we've got Path of Exile 2. We've got... He's being very distracting right now. He's making tons of noise. He's needing one of my things there. We got Microsoft Flight Simulator, which we really enjoy as a late-night chill stream where we fly all around the world and you pick where we fly. We've got Marvel Rivals, which we're about to play more of today. An interesting new multiplayer game. Marvel characters in a kind of an Overwatch-style gameplay setting, correct? And we've also got Bloodborne, which we're about to talk about because we made major progress in Bloodborne last night. And Bloodborne's been a fun staple. Like, last night, we were supposed to play Marvel Rivals. But I thought about it, and I was like, dude, I am really craving Bloodborne. Like, I just wanted to play it. So I played it. And some people had issue with that, which is funny to me, and here's why I find that's funny. All the time, people say, Phil, you should just play what you want to play. Forget about people yelling at you. Forget about people demanding things. Just play whatever it is that you want to play, and then the viewers will come. Okay? So last night, I made the decision. I've decided to change everything. I want to do Bloodborne. I'm dying for it. I haven't played it in 4 days. I'm craving to play Bloodborne. Okay? So I played Bloodborne last night, and I'm not kidding you. People complained. Oh, you said you were playing Marvel Rivals. Why are you playing Bloodborne? I don't get it. You're a liar, Phil. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what? So now I can't just play what I want to play. That's not acceptable. You know? So here's the thing. I'm doing my absolute best to provide content to you that you want. All right? Not everyone is agreeing right now on what they like and what they want to see. It's just true. There's no consensus. And this has been the same way all year we've had this issue. Even earlier on in the year, at the beginning of the year, we had the issue. When there's no consensus on what's good, because there aren't consistently good games, everyone disagrees on what's good and what they want to see. And when that happens, now you don't know what to do to make content that's going to appease the audience, right? Some people right now want Indiana Jones. Some people want Path of Exile 2. Some people want more Stalker 2. Some people are loving this Bloodborne run and want to see me dive headfirst into the DLC. Some people like the Marvel Rivals and want to see more of that and see me try new characters. And some people just like flying all over the world, relaxing in Flight Sim. When you have that many options pulling you in so many directions, it's impossible to figure out what to do and what to do more of. And that's the problem, is I just don't know. I need feedback, right? So, I'm not opposed to playing Path of Exile 2 again. I'm not. I found it fun. I actually thought the game was good. But I need people to show up. Oh, by the way, here's a new picture of Jasper Kitty I added yesterday. I said, let's change the picture of Jasper Kitty that's been on there to a cute one. I think that one's very cute. So I said, if I'm going to play Path of Exile 2 again, I need people to show up, engage, talk with me about the game, to have a good time, and support the streams. Okay? So that's what I need. I'm not sure what else to say. That's kind of what I need to do. All right, so let's see what happens. I'm curious. I want your feedback. Should I play Path of Exile 2 again? And if I play it, should I play it this week? Because I have 3 more days. I have today, tomorrow, and Friday. Now, we already have today and tomorrow schedules laid out, but Friday is kind of an open day where I can play whatever I want. So let's talk about that, okay? But first off, let's talk about last night, because I want to talk about Bloodborne, okay? Well, however, let me do some shout-outs, because we got some contributions in here. Hold on. So I received $1 tip. Or is it $1? Hold on. I got $1.01 tip from Test. Seriously, it just says Test. That's it. So whoever you are, Test successful. However, since you didn't give me your name, you just said Test. I'm going to say your name is Test. Thank you for the first contribution of the day, Test. Very nice. Now, I've also received a $10 tip. I received a $10 tip. Someone says, you're willing... Oh, hold on. I got to play the animation. It's anonymous, too. There's no name attached to this one. It's a $10 tip. You're willing to play games like Diablo 4, Path of Exile 2, etc., which you won't even do well on your streams. Hold on. I want to read the rest of it. Why won't you play Stellar Blade, which might do well if you play it? There is a good chance that the one game that you are adamant on not playing could be the one that will get you great support. All right. So, again, there's two factors involved in Stellar Blade. Okay, and by the way, for the record, I am playing Stellar Blade. I own Stellar Blade. It's installed on my PS5 Pro right now. So, I don't know what you're talking about. I am playing it. It's happening. It's just a matter of when. Okay, that's actually the question, is when will I play Stellar Blade? Because I have it. Okay? Now, there's 2 factors involved with Stellar Blade. Factor number 1, okay? I'm not interested in it. I outright told you guys this when it was coming out. Earlier this year, I said, I've seen it. I've seen gameplay of it. I saw the previews of it. I saw the premise of it. There's nothing about this game that interests me. Okay? It plays like a combination of Bayonetta mixed with like a FromSoft game, right? It's kind of a similar deal. Very flashy combat combos, but there's a lot of countering, a lot of time stuff that's challenging or whatever. It doesn't interest me. I don't like the premise of the story. I don't like the world design. I don't like the characters. I don't like the gameplay elements. If I don't like all of the factors of the game, why would I want to play the game? Right? This is the equivalent of, like, you say, well, Phil, why don't you play Madden? Well, let's see. I don't follow American sports like football. I don't usually play sports games. I don't like the elements of American football games. So why would I play Madden? I know I'm not going to like it. You see? So that's factor number 1, is that I already knew I wasn't going to like it. Okay? Factor number 2 is that there is an element of people who are asking for this game, and it's not everyone. I want to make this clear, all right? This is not everyone. These are the immature trollish group who basically the reason they want to see me play Stellar Blade is because in troll circles, they have circulated this very flawed notion over the last 3 to 5 years that I have been with my wife, Kat, that now I am completely shut off from any games with a female protagonist because for some reason, I don't know, I've become a eunuch. I don't want anything to do with any sexual content or sexualized content, that the woman, I find her massively offensive, right? And of course, my trolls have made up a million fucking narratives about this. Oh, it's my wife. My wife dictates that I don't play any games with women in them anymore. Or, oh, Phil has become a prude and, you know, this and that. And listen, I get it, because here's the staunch contrast from earlier on in my YouTube existence to now. Early on, those first 5 to 6 years that I was a YouTuber, from, you know, 2008 through like 2014, and to some extent a couple years after that, I was trying to appease a teenage audience. I very well knew that the big audience on YouTube were teenagers. So if I acted in a way that appealed to teenagers, I would get more attention and more views. So I would literally, every single opportunity, bring up a sexual comment. I would say about the size of the woman's boobs, or tell her to take her shirt off, or talk about her ass, or, you know, having sex, or something, you know, something crude, lewd, and quite frankly offensive, but that was done for a reason, and people liked it. Okay? After having done that for like 6 years, people outright told me, Phil, you need to change for the better. This is all played out now. You've done it too long. It's not fun anymore. It's not funny. It's actually boring and tired and cringy. You have to change and mature. At some point, you have to evolve as a content creator and as a person. And so, when I became a full-time streamer in 2017, 7.5 years ago, okay, I said, oh, wait a minute. Since I'm a full-time streamer now and I have an interactive audience, I now don't have to fill dead air all the time. Because in reality, that's why I did it back then. I needed to have some kind of running commentary so that the videos weren't boring. So I would do that commentary to fill the dead air and to appease this immature audience of teenagers. Well, now I don't have an immature audience of teenagers anymore. They moved on. They're playing Fortnite. They're watching the new hot streamers. They're not watching Darkside Phil anymore. So I don't need to do this over-the-top immature commentary anymore. Instead, I could just relax with an audience, be social, have fun conversations, and typically, social fun conversations with a live audience don't involve talking about sexual content every 5 seconds. In fact, I find it quite embarrassing if every 5 seconds on my stream we were talking about the size of a woman's breasts, or how you'd like to motorboat them, or tell her to take her top off. That's pretty gross, don't you think? Like, it's one thing if you're doing that commentary for yourself when you're playing a game and people are watching it after the fact, and it's another if you're actually talking to people live saying those kinds of gross fucking perverted things. So, if you haven't noticed, I've definitely veered away from that kind of content, and I don't do that commentary anymore, correct? Now, for some odd reason, again, this is my detractor community, okay, seem to think that this now means that I never ever want to have any gameplay with any women in it, any association with women, you know, anything that, it's just terrible, right? Even though there's absolutely no evidence that would say anything about that. When I play video games, I still interact with the female characters. I play games with females as leads, right? It's not like I said, oh, I've decided to not play the Tomb Raider trilogy. You know, I'm not going to play Witcher 3 because you play as Ciri in half of it. Or, you know, like, what are you talking about? Like, it just hasn't happened, okay? It just hasn't. I play Call of Duty and I pick the avatars that are male and female. I don't care. I don't even know what avatar I have selected. I don't give a shit. You know, like, what people are saying is fabricated. But what it is my detractors and trolls, they want to try to invade my private life and act like they know something about it when they know nothing. So in their minds, they've actually formed this insane narrative. Phil is married now. Therefore, his marriage dictates his entire life. He can't have fun anymore. He can't do this kind of commentary. He can't play this kind of game simply because he's married. In reality, it has nothing to do with being married. It has to do with the fact that I'm in my 40s now. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my midlife now. And some people have a midlife crisis. I'm not having a midlife crisis. I've just realized I don't want to do the immature shit I used to do. It was actually tired and boring. I now agree with my critics from 2014 who used to say, dude, your commentary's terrible. How do I know? Because I've gone back and watched it. I have a throwback channel called DSP Throwback, where all year we were going back and watching my old playthroughs, and I was cringing at them. At some of the ridiculously stupid shit that I said in the commentary back then. That back then everyone would say, oh, that was funny. Today it's like, oh my God, it's stupid. It's so bad. It's just like so forced and so immature and dumb and embarrassing. Quite frankly, that's the best word for it. It's embarrassing. Some of the things I said and did back then were quite embarrassing. And I don't want that to be my fucking legacy. The guy with the potty mouth who swore like a sailor talking about nipples all day. Okay? So, yeah, with Stellar Blade, the main character is an over-sexualized female based on a Korean model. Literally, the game designer outright said, I did this on purpose so that the game would get more attention and sell more. He outright admitted it in interviews. That's why we did it. And while this game was out and you know, just coming out, I challenged my audience and said, listen, everything I've seen about the game, I don't think I'm going to like it. But I'm going to challenge you all with a question. If Stellar Blade was exactly the same game, but instead of having that main character, what's her name, Eve? Instead of her being the main character, imagine if Eve was male and was just like a guy with like athletic man. And he was doing all the same shit, right? But none of the sexualized motions or content like they made her do. Instead, it was just a guy beating people up and beating up robots and stuff. Would you care about Stellar Blade as much? I have not had a single person actually give me a legitimate response to that question, because you know the answer. The game was designed around the protagonist. If the protagonist was not a sexualized female, the game would not have been nearly as popular as it was. Okay? It's just a fact. Now, you don't have to be embarrassed at that fact. A lot of people like sexualized women in their games, and that's okay. I'm 42 years old. It doesn't do anything for me. Get it? It doesn't do it for me anymore. Maybe if I was in my 20s and I was single, I would get a hard-on for Eve, and I would be like, oh, Stellar Blade. It doesn't do it for me. All right? I'm older. I'm more mature. I'm happily married. That's the last fucking thing I think about in my head when I'm about to play a video game is, ooh, look, the protagonist has big boobies. I just don't think like that. Okay? My head's wired differently than a lot of people. That's okay. But I keep asking you, all year I've asked you, and people still won't do it. They won't respect the fact that if I think differently than you, that you should respect it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't understand why you can't understand that we can agree to disagree. You can love Stellar Blade and love everything about it. The combat, the graphics, the story, the over-sexualized protagonist. You can love all of it, and that's okay. But then you should also respect the fact that I don't like it and I'm not interested in it. Okay? Get it? Highest Darkness says, why does Stellar Blade get hate but not Nier? First of all, you said, why does it get hate? It doesn't get hate. I'm not hating on it. I'm telling you, I don't like it. Because I say I don't like something doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I'm not interested in it. Okay? I don't like sports. I haven't followed sports in a million years. It doesn't mean sports are bad. It just means I'm not into them. And you should respect that. I'm not into every single fucking thing. I can't be. I'm one man. You understand? Like, I'm already into a million other games and things, genres. I can't be into every possible thing. Now, when you say Nier, at first, also didn't appeal to me, to be frank. When I played Nier Automata, you guys had to really convince me to play it, okay? Why did I end up liking Nier Automata? It had nothing to do with the combat. It had nothing to do with the over-sexualized protagonist androids. It had to do with the story. The story hooked me. The story was like so fourth wall breaking, interesting, multiple plot lines upon plot lines. It was like a layer cake. Each layer you got down, it was a different flavor and something more interesting with a twist or whatever, the more that you played it. Okay? How many people who played Stellar Blade are saying, man, I'm so happy I played Stellar Blade because it has a great story? Zero. I haven't heard a single person all year say that. Not a single person. In fact, I've heard criticism saying the story actually isn't good. It's everything else. It's the graphics and the visuals and the combat and the flashiness and, yes, the hot protagonist. That's why Stellar Blade is good, not the story. Okay? So, yeah, that's my point. With Nier, my favorite part about Nier is the story. All right? Now, to be honest, Nier Automata is great. I played, what was the other one I played? Nier Replicant. That was just okay. That's the prequel. That's like the backstory. I thought it was all right. Definitely Nier Automata was great, you know? So if they make a new Nier game, which they are, right? I've heard they're making another one that's supposed to be even in the future from Nier Automata. If it's the sequel to that, I'm down for that. I want to play the sequel to Nier Automata, but it's going to be because of the story. Yes, gameplay elements as well or whatever, but it's not because of the protagonist. Again, people get these misconceptions. Here's what you need to do. Unplug from the bullshit. Listen to me. I tell it like it is. I don't hate Stellar Blade. If you like it, you have the right to. If that's your kind of game, if that's what floats your boat, if that's your cup of tea, good on you. Enjoy it, but respect my ability to also not be interested in it. Okay? If you could do that, great. But that's the problem. A lot of people aren't. So all year, he won't play Stellar Blade. 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 So then I said, fine, I'll play it. Let's hit a goal. 276 straight streams of hitting the goals, and I'll play Stellar Blade. And everyone cringed and said, oh, you see, he doesn't want to play. Hey, we hit 96. It's coming back right now. Comcast has had these issues. You know, this is stupid. I don't know what's going on with Comcast this week. This is like the third time that the internet has just dipped out like that. Because it did. It dipped out and then it came back. So FYI, everyone who's coming back right now, there's no way that that was a DDoS. If it was a DDoS, the whole modem would have went down and then would have had to cycle back up, and it didn't. It just went and then came back. Oh, look. It was a blip in the internet. 100% there was a blip in the internet because my lights have desynced. Yep, that's what happens. These lights are synced via the internet. And so if the internet blips, the lights will desync, and you saw what happened? Oh. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to suspend the recording. I'm going to try to sync everything back up, and then we'll continue. Yeah. I wonder. Hold on a second, guys. Yep. Everything desynced. Because the internet had a blip, all of my devices desynced. The only ones that are going to work are the ones that are plugged directly in. But like this light, I can't turn on and off anymore. The lights are now screwed up. This internet, man. I don't know what's been going on with my internet this week. I've had the internet messed up all week. It's been going on and off, right? It really has been. It's having a lot of problems. All right. Well, I know the lights are going crazy now. They're doing a crazy rainbow. So now I have to try to resync the lights. So give me a second here to try to reconnect to everything. And then we'll see if we can get everything fixed again, okay? All right, so I have to walk over to the desktop. Oh, so let's see. Now, yeah, look, the frame too, the frame desync too, and now that's all messed up too. See, the settings are all wrong. Oh my god, how annoying, man. Okay, so that's working. Okay. What a pain. Oh. So, do you see how annoying all this shit is now? Let me start recording again. Okay, so I got everything working again, but do you see how annoying everything is now? When everything is linked to wireless, because it all is. My lighting, this light, everything is linked to it. This frame, when everything is linked to wireless internet, if there's a blip in the internet, you lose connection to everything, and then you got to sit here for 5 minutes reconnecting everything to get it to work, and it is frustrating. I'm trying to put on a live show, and the show drops for a second, big deal, but then it comes back and everything's wrong. You know? In this case, it wasn't the wireless router, it was my internet dropped and came back. So all the internet dropped in the house, both lines, I have 2 lines, and then came right back. My internet's been having issues this last week a lot, like big issues with this internet. I don't know what's going on. Yesterday, I went to turn the stream on, and the internet completely dropped for 5 minutes and then came back. In this case, we had a tiny drop and then it came back. So I don't know what's going on. They definitely have to fix this. If it keeps happening, I might have to report it to them and say something's going on, you know. But I don't know. Pretty messed up. Anyway. Pretty frustrating. So anyway, you know, with Stellar Blade, okay, it's that simple, right? It's very much that simple. Stellar Blade's a game I'm not interested in. I know I'm probably not going to enjoy. But if people want it, I'll give them what they want. But it's got to be, hey, support me then. Give me a break. Let's get some great support. It'll be the big end goal of me getting support over time. Now, I'm guaranteed to play it. I own the game. It's installed on my PS5 Pro. It's just a matter of when. If you want to see me play Stellar Blade for whatever reason, maybe you really like Stellar Blade and you want to see me play it. You think it'll be a good playthrough. Maybe you think Stellar Blade will torture me and end up being the most painful playthrough I've ever done. Whatever your reason is, you have incentive to get us there by supporting the streams. That's how it works. All right? So that's why. It's very simple. It's not, you know, not rocket science. It's not freaking out about it. It doesn't make sense. It's that, hey, support, get what you want. Goes hand in hand. You know, this is both my hobby as well as my job. You guys tell me play stuff you want to play. Okay, I'll do that. Let's do it. I'll play stuff I want to play. And then I play it, and then people are like, oh, you see, we don't like that. Wait, what? I want to play Bloodborne last night. No, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have played Bloodborne. Why not? I wanted to play it. No, but you said you were going to play Marvel Rivals. Yeah, but I had a craving for Bloodborne, so I switched the schedule. How dare you? Okay, whatever you say. So, you know, at this point, I don't think it matters what I do. There's always going to be people who are happy with it and people who are upset no matter what I do. So, that's the deal, okay? I'm not interested in Stellar Blade. If you want Stellar Blade, support the streams. We'll play Stellar Blade. We are. Like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. The quicker that we get the support, the quicker that we get Stellar Blade. That simple, okay? Now, Friendly Gremlin tipped $1 saying, well, I don't care to watch you play a game you aren't going to like, so I don't really have incentive for you to hit the 100 milestone. That's fine. That's why it's more than just that. That's why we're not just doing, oh, Stellar Blade is the one goal, right? We have multiple tiered goals. First of all, every 10 goals that we hit, we're going to do a DSP Tries It, which is something that you guys have very much enjoyed over the last 2 months that I've been doing them, right? We did a wide variety of different kinds of food and stuff from different places, whether it's just common fast food or more local places like Katsu Burger or that Japanese place that I tried. They've done well. They've actually been my most viewed videos on the DSP Reacts channel over all the other content I put up on that channel. They've done great. So I know people like them and want more. Also, there's going to be milestone rewards during the way to 100. For example, I said when we hit 50, we're going to do a special celebratory event. We could do one of 2 ideas that we came up with. The first is a day-long marathon that's themed. So it could be, I don't know, Phil plays retro games. Phil does challenge runs. Someone came up with Phil plays the 5 Nights at Freddy's games. which he doesn't like, but he just plays a bunch of them back to back to experience the franchise. Maybe my opinion of Five Nights at Freddy's would change if I played them in a setting where I played 3 or 4 of them in a row, or maybe more, right? And really experienced them, right? Because I've never done that. Maybe it could be a rage-inducing marathon where you choose challenging, hard games. Because on PC, there's zillions of them. There's a difference between me doing that on console and me doing this on PC. There's a lot of those games on PC, right? So, there you go. That's awesome. That's a great event, a special marathon that we could do together as a reward. Or we could bring back the idea of viewer's choice. I haven't done viewer's choice in a long time. But what we could do is you guys nominate and vote on a particular game. And maybe we commit to say, okay, I'll do 3 streams of it. And if I like it, I'll continue it as a playthrough. If I don't, there's no commitment. But at least I have to play 3 streams of it, of a game that normally I wouldn't play, you know, and to try out. Okay? So we have tiered rewards. Every 10, DSP tries it. At 50, an awesome milestone reward of either the return of viewer's choice or a fun marathon. At 100, which will eventually happen, I play Stellar Blade. Okay? And the funny part about all this is, everyone liked this idea the other day and agreed. They said, wow, this is good. You know, this is good. Now, there's no streak anymore. You know, that's fine. That's good. Now, it doesn't have to be every stream Phil hits it and we get nothing if the streak ends. That's great. Right? But here's the thing. People want instant gratification. You can't have it. Sorry. That's not reality. Reality is not instant gratification. In reality, when you snap your fingers like this, you don't just get everything you want. Okay? Sorry. Maybe some people think that. That's not true. Okay? It's called earning things over time. Right? Just like real life, you earn things over time. So let's do it together. Let's enjoy the new games that are out. Let's have good streams. Let's have some fun. Support what you like. You don't have to support if you don't. Or maybe you care about these end goals. Support to get them. Okay? If you don't, well then don't. If you like what I'm doing, support the content I'm doing today. If you don't like what I'm doing, come back and support something that you enjoy. I'm doing a million things. So some of those things you're going to like, right? But that's the thing. Everyone just, well, I don't get it. All I want to do is I want you to play Stellar Blade immediately right now and drop absolutely everything you're doing, despite the fact that you've said a million times you don't want to play it and don't like it. No. No, you can't have that. Sorry. No, that's not going to happen. That's not reality. That's not life. Sorry. You know, that's it. I don't care. You know, I want to do a variety of content. I don't care about this game at all. If you want to see me play it, great, I'll play it. But we got to get to that point. Not, I just do it right now. Because here's what will happen. You ready? Here's the truth. I'll play Stellar Blade, and the first stream that I play it, it'll have hype behind it, and everyone will be interested. And then after that, no one will care. No one will care. After stream 1, when you realize I'm not averted, or I don't have a strong aversion to a sexualized character, that's why I didn't want to play it. When you realize there's nothing to this playthrough at all, it's just fluff. Oh. So what was all the hype for? Nothing. There was none. There should never have been. But that's the point I've been making all along. But people don't listen. Again, they don't respect my opinion. They don't respect what I like and what I don't like. Instead, well, if he doesn't like it, we got to make him do it. Okay. Whatever you say. But it's just like everything. You know, it's like everything. These people who act like this and demand things don't know what they're talking about. You know? So that's the thing. Will the 100 goal hit reward change before hitting it? Are we committed to Stellar Blade? I told you we're committed. This is what people claim to have wanted. Right? This is what people have claimed to have wanted for ages. We want it. We want Stellar Blade. Then you can have it. I even reduced it. It was going to be 276, and now it's 100. I took 176 streams off of the goal. Okay? Yes, Jane. We're playing Marvel Rivals today, which we're going to get to eventually. We would have gotten to it earlier if the internet didn't go down. I had to reconnect everything. All right. So anyway, last night I was playing Bloodborne. I wanted to play Bloodborne. And I played it, and sadly we found out I made a mistake, which I didn't realize. Basically, in this run, there's no way for me to get 3 umbilical cord pieces. So because of that, I can't fight the moon presence. Now, I didn't know the ways to get the umbilical cord. I think my first run, I had stumbled upon it by complete chance. Basically, to get the third one, like the first one you get by just going to the Hunter's Dream, the real one. It's not the Hunter's Dream, it's like the Hunter's, whatever it's called, Hunter's Lodge, the abandoned one. You find it. The second one, you get after you kill Murgo's Wet Nurse, which is just you get it, you know, for beating the boss. The third one, there's 2 ways to get it. You either have to talk to this prostitute in the street behind a door multiple times early on in the game. Then you drink her blood. And then later on in the game, she has a baby after, I guess, you kill Rom and the world changes. She has a baby, and then you end up getting the umbilical cord. That's disgusting, but that's how you get it. Or the other thing is you have to kill Iosefka in the clinic after Rom. So you have to kill Rom first, then go there, and then kill her. And if you do that, you get the umbilical cord. So it's really disturbing. In either case, you get it from like a pregnant woman, I guess. Really disturbing stuff. So then you would have the 3. So I can't get it. So that sucks. It means I can't fight Moon Presence this run. But I basically got through the whole end of the game. I mean, yeah, it was very difficult with the stupid brain enemies. They're the hardest in the game. Very frustrating. But we got past them, and we did all the stuff, and we got to the end. I whooped Murgo's Wet Nurse's ass. Like, I don't remember it being that easy. I swear there was a third phase it didn't ever do. Doesn't Murgo's Wet Nurse, isn't it supposed to obscure the entire arena so you can't see, and then it has clones of itself coming at you, and you have to survive the onslaught? It never did that. It basically just kept walking forward and doing a couple slash attacks, and I would just dodge behind it, hit it 2-3 times, and I did that like 10 times, and I killed it. I don't even know what happened. It just seemed like piss easy. So, anyway, after that, I started the DLC. What's it called? Old Hunters or whatever. And we got really far in it. We actually tore through it and got to the very first shortcut checkpoint, which is really far in to get to it. But we got it done, so now next time we can start in the Blood River, continue on. I remember after the Blood River, you fight Ludwig. So we're getting there. We're going to fight Ludwig soon. Which was the big challenging boss that whooped my ass in my first run of Bloodborne in 2015. So the rematch is coming, okay? Really? Cap Kirby says it's a timed ability. If you take too long, she does that move. Otherwise, it's an easy win. Seriously? Oh, I didn't know that. So because I went head first, not afraid, and attacked a lot, I won before she ever got to the hard phase. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, so anyway, so we had fun last night. Now, did we hit the goal? No. But we still got good support. I want to say by the end of the night, we had like $80. That's good for me. That was a good stream. You know what it is? My detractors are so dumb. They then make video. Oh, Phil didn't hit his goal, and it was a big wage quit. What are you talking about? Wage quit? I played the entire stream. I even went a little late because I wanted to get to that checkpoint. How is it a wage quit? Do you even know what that means? No, you don't. You're a dunce. It's another one of your stupid memes that you circle jerk each other around, repeating en masse with this groupthink mentality like a cult. It doesn't mean anything. There was no wage quit. I played extra late to get to the checkpoint. And I had fun. I absolutely loved playing it last night. As much as I died and everything, it's fun. You know, I fall off a ledge or I fuck up and then I do. You blew it! And it's funny. Like, I had a good time with it. You know, I was like, oh, this is a good, good stuff. So now, next time, we're going to be going through Old Hunters DLC. And if I remember, after Ludwig, you get to the second half, which is where you get to, like, the seaside town. That's really challenging. So the hardest stuff is coming. You know, Orphan, I wonder how long it'll take me to beat Orphan this time. Anyway, so that was yesterday, okay? So one stream, we did hit the goal, and so we added 1 to the total. The second stream, we did not, but it was still solid support. No complaints, okay? Today, we're doing Marvel Rivals again. I wanted to do it as the day stream, because I realized if I do it as night stream, I wouldn't really be able to play too many characters. If I do it as a daytime stream, I can at least try, like, 3 new fighters and play each for around an hour. So that's why I wanted to do it as the day stream today, to give it more time. So today, who we'll be using? I don't know. We'll see. You know, I know that Jade keeps asking for characters such as Storm and Luna Snow. Maybe we'll try one of them. I mean, we'll do some other characters. I don't know. I feel like I want to try the characters that weren't in the beta. So maybe Wolverine today, perhaps, or something like that. I don't know. But we shall see. Okay, and then tonight on the late stream, we're going to continue on with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So what we're going to do is try to focus on the story tonight, because last stream I got hooked searching and looking for side content. I feel like I should do the main story now, because, like, for example, one of the things you got to do is get a camera and take pictures. And I know for a fact, I found out there's a side quest where you take pictures of cats on the rooftops. And I already found one, but I couldn't take a picture of it because I didn't have the camera, because I was doing side content and never unlocked it. So tonight we're going to have a nice relaxing indie stream and see how it goes and go from there. Okay, so I hope you'll join me tonight, 6:15 p.m. for indie. Now tomorrow, we're going to go back to Stalker. Stalker will be the day stream tomorrow. Last time I had finished the stream killing that crazy telekinetic mutation thing that glitches the game and breaks your weapon, which is really dumb. Luckily, I didn't do that. I rolled grenades at it till it died, so I got it done that way. So we'll continue from there. And tomorrow night is DS Politics. And this week, we got 3 major stories that I'll be covering. Stories will include the following topics. Ready? The change of power in Syria and the overthrowing of the Assad regime, and now what's going on over there, because a bunch of interesting stuff is happening with Assad taking refuge in Russia, and Israel is now attacking Syria out of nowhere. We're also going to talk about the Daniel Penny story, where basically, you know, there was this altercation in a New York subway where a guy choked out someone who was basically threatening to attack other people. The guy ended up dying, and then they tried him for murder. And basically, it ended this week. And it was crazy because both sides are going crazy for this. One side who feel like he's innocent, the other side feels like he's guilty, and everyone's at each other's throats. So that'll be interesting. And then we're going to talk about, finally, the story that people have been asking me to cover for 2 weeks, but now we finally actually have real news about it. The person who murdered the CEO of United Healthcare, and who he is, and his story. Because this is a very interesting story of who this person actually ended up being. Not anything like what people thought. Okay? And then lastly, there's the sale of InfoWars. I couldn't find it. InfoWars and its potential sale, so that basically there's enough money to pay the Sandy Hook victims who sued Alex Jones, but then the sale got halted, and now no one knows what's going to happen. So that's 4 big stories to talk about in regards to that. And then there's more. Like, I'm going to check tonight. I'm going to check to see people who are members on DSP Reacts. I'm going to check their posts and their stories. I'm going to select some of those to be more stories for the show. So pretty chunky show. I feel like each topic is going to take a while to talk about. There's not going to be like, oh, this will be a quick one. Each topic's going to have a lot to say. So that will be an interesting politics show tomorrow night, exclusively on Kick, and then I'll make clips that I will release over the course of the week on the DSP Reacts channel. And then Friday is up in the air. Friday, we could do whatever. On Friday, we could do Marvel Rivals. We could do Indie. We could do Path of Exile 2. We could do more Stalker. We could do Flight Simulator. We could do Bloodborne. We could do whatever we want on Friday. I'm completely uncertain of what we should do. I'm not sure, right? I just don't know. What should we do? What do you guys think? I don't know, but we have 1 day left to figure out. Now, next week, okay? Big event. First time since freaking, September? I'm doing a long-form React event, okay? And it's going to be the Mr. Medicare documentary by June the King. I have not seen a piece of this whatsoever. In truth, I know nothing about Mr. Medicare at all. Okay? I don't. And all I've heard over the years is that this is a guy who, over the years, insulted me, said bad things about me. But now, the more I hear about him, you hear, oh, did you know he was the one who actually destroyed your detractors and made the Sons of Kojima look like clowns and then they disbanded? No, I didn't know that. I wonder if that's in the documentary. I don't know if it is, but I don't know about that. I know nothing about this guy at all, honestly. So it'll be interesting to watch the documentary and learn about him for the first time. So when am I doing this? I'm going to be doing it around, let me think about this. Wednesday-ish? Probably Wednesday. Because again, next week will be a 6-day week for me. It'll be Sunday through Friday. So I'm thinking probably Wednesday. I'll do the react on the first stream. We'll do a podcast, but then I'll take the stream down and I'll start broadcasting over on the DSP Reacts channel for the first time in a while. And we'll do a big stream of me reacting to that podcast. Okay? Excuse me, that podcast, that documentary. Now, the thing is, it's a about 90-minute documentary. When I react to this stuff, I usually have a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay? In this particular case, if this guy has dealings with all these different people on the internet that I know, I may have a lot to add. If it has anything to do with me, I don't know. I haven't seen the documentary. If it brings me up, I might have even more to say. All right? So, I feel like this is probably going to do well. I do. I feel like this is probably going to do pretty well. And I want to obviously have it be an event that I'm giving enough time. All right? So, in regards to the documentary, we're going to do it as the day stream. And if it needs more time, then I'm going to do it as the night stream as well. So, I'm going to reserve like a whole segment or a whole day just for that. Okay? Like an entire day will be for the react. I might not need it. I may finish that react just on the first stream. I won't know until, we begin and we see how much substance there is there for me to really react to and add stuff to, right? So we'll find out. But I'm estimating it'll probably be Wednesday, okay? And we'll go from there. Now, I do have an announcement of sorts, okay? This is the first time I'm announcing this. You know what? I'll save it for tomorrow. I think I want to save the announcement for tomorrow because we're already over an hour into the show. How about this? All right? Tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast, I will have an announcement to make that people are going to want to take note of. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be interesting. Okay? So I will save this and talk about this for tomorrow. Because at this point, we're already over an hour into the show. Many people are probably tuned out. Right? So, yeah, I think we'll save it. But tomorrow, there will be a big, important thing to talk about on this show. Okay? So I hope you'll be here tomorrow for it. Alrighty then. Tomorrow morning, big one. All right, a few other odds and ends to remember before we begin here or get ready to begin with today's gameplay portion of the stream. Number one, obviously, we're at goals hit of 5. Remember, every 10, we're going to do a DSP tries it, correct? Now, in regards to that, we need to hit 5 more goals to unlock the DSP tries it. And the DSP tries it, as we had said, was going to be Popeye's chicken. Now, if you guys have any better ideas, like, for example, if a new product or something has released, I need to know. I need to know if you guys are aware of any other interesting products or things going on. So let me know if any new food is released or is anything seasonal that you'd be interested in seeing me doing. Okay? So once I know what to do, what you guys want, I'm interested in changing up the goal if you don't think Popeyes is that interesting. But yeah, so if we hit every goal, 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and the first one on Friday, it means we'll do DSP Tries It on Friday. Okay? Now, if we don't hit all the goals, it's going to delay it. Now, I'm not here Saturday. Saturday is my day off, right? So, we could have it Sunday. We could have it Monday. We could have it any day. It doesn't always have to be on a Friday. It could be whenever we hit it. All right? So, how'd we get to 5? We didn't hit 150, says the villain. We didn't do it last night, and we didn't do it the other night during Flight Sim. Yeah, Flight Sim, we didn't do it either. So 2 streams so far this week, we didn't hit the goal. That's why we're at 5. We would have been at 7, actually, if we had hit all our goals. And then actually we would have been doing DSP Tries It on Thursday. So you see, that's how it works. The rewards come when the goals are hit. The sooner, the better. So if you want to see DSP Tries It, if you want to either do a fun marathon of some sort, some themed marathon, or bring back the idea of viewer's choice, have me like play a game for a few streams and see if I like it. If you want to see Stellar Blade, support the streams. And remember the agreement we came to that we liked. There may be days that we actually do more than that. You know, there have been days where all of a sudden support is massively forthcoming and I double up the goal. Well, guess what? That will now count as 2 rather than 1. It used to be, oh, once you hit the goal, that's it until the next stream. Not anymore. Now you can double it, you can triple it, and it will count as multiple counts towards the goals hit milestones. Okay? Cool. See, that's not true. We don't have opportunity to hit the goal twice today. We have opportunity to hit the goal as many times as we possibly can today. That's true. Jade says on Friday, I'd like to see more Batroo. All right, maybe. Maybe we will. I really like Batroo. I had a great time playing Batroo. And I want to play more of it. We're in the middle of a really good run. So, yeah, maybe we should do Batroo on Friday. Maybe we do a major game with advancement of a story or something on the mainstream, and then we do Batroo on Friday night. I'd be down for that. Sorry. Okay. The Nick Rules says, I've been playing Marvel Rivals. I'm liking it a lot. I heard it's really popular with lots of players, but I wonder how long and relevant the game will last. Yeah, I don't know. It could, if it has that Overwatch hook factor, it could last a long time. I guess we'll have to see. Okay, so FYI, Wednesday of next week, which would be the 18th of December, I'm locking in. That's going to be the day when I'm going to do the long form react to the Mr. Medicare documentary by June the King. It may be just the first stream. It may be the whole day, but that's when I'm doing the special event. Okay, a lot of people have said they're interested in this. They want to see it happen. So I'm going to start to promote it. In fact, tonight I might even make the stream and set it up ahead of time so that people can get excited for it and, you know, mark it as, oh, you know, notify me when it goes live and everything. So that's going to be Wednesday of next week. Okay. Now, also, we have the Christmas Marathon coming up. Okay. Now, the Christmas Marathon is a day-long event where I dress up in holiday attire and I do some festive drinking. All right. And I play a variety of games that you guys nominate. In fact, this year, we are guaranteed to play Stellar Blade, the intro. I've committed that I will play the introduction of Stellar Blade, probably, what, like a half an hour, 40 minutes. We're going to do that during the Christmas Marathon. So I'll get my first taste of the game in holiday attire while buzzed. Maybe it'll make me like it more. I don't know. All right. So that's coming up. And then other games you guys need to nominate, and then we're going to vote. So if you haven't yet, you can type !Christmas in the chat, and it'll bring up a link. Or if you're on the Kick side, check out the community tab here on the DSP Gaming channel. If you go down to last week, I made a thread where people are nominating games for Christmas. The more nominations, the better. The most nominated games are going to hit a poll, what you guys are going to vote on to determine what order of games we'll play during Christmas. Okay, the Christmas event, that is. So, also, usually there's some food, some snacks, and some surprises. All right? So the holiday event is always great. The holiday marathon, the Christmas marathon is a great time. Lots of festive vibes. I hope you'll join me for it. When is it going to be? Well, we're mulling over Monday the 23rd or Tuesday the 24th. I'm more strongly leaning towards the 23rd, and the reason I say that, I realize that the 24th, Christmas Eve, a lot of people will likely be busy, and since they'll be busy, they won't be able to attend. Obviously, I want to do a special event when you can attend it. So Monday the 23rd is probably better, so probably that's the day I'll do it. I'll probably have a return day to streaming on Sunday, and then Monday will be the Christmas marathon. Tuesday, the Christmas Eve, I'll probably stream or do one stream, and then I'll take Christmas off. Okay? So there we go. Okay. And by the way, Luthace, I apologize. I had missed Luthace's super chat earlier. It was a $2 Canadian super chat. He says, does this mean we're finally getting Rebirth? No. No, not at all. I'm not playing Rebirth. We're currently in the midst of 7 games. We're not playing Rebirth. Sorry. Okay. So, I literally haven't mentioned it the entire podcast. Guys, please support the stream, right? The sooner we hit the goals, the more rewards we can get quicker. You want to see Stellar Blade? You want to see the marathon? You want to see Viewer's Choice? Let's hit it today, okay? How can you contribute? Super chats and super stickers, memberships and gifted memberships on the YouTube side, subs and gifted subs on the Kick side, or tips via PayPal, which basically applies to everything, right? Anyone could do a tip via PayPal by just looking at the description of the stream or the description of any video you're watching. It all has the link in there. All right, so please contribute and support the stream. Currently, Loot Days with that super chat, thank you. And we have a few tips, so we're at $14. We have no subs over on Kick whatsoever. We have 1 membership, was it? Or no memberships? No memberships on YouTube today, right? Let's get some support rolling in to get the momentum going in the right direction before we jump into Marvel Rivals. Keep in mind, Marvel Rivals, once I start playing, is something that takes all my attention because it's a multiplayer game. It's harder for me to interact with you guys. What I need to do is kind of wait and break it up between matches to talk with you because otherwise I can't because I'm too busy engaged with a multiplayer game. So let's hit it. Let's get these goals rolling, and thank you guys for your support early on. I appreciate that. One final thing. There have been a huge influx of trolls in the last few days, okay? I don't know why. I don't know what's happened particularly. I don't know of anything that's changed. Like, you know, the one thing I could say is, oh, the streak ended last week. Yeah, that was like a week ago. So I don't know what's prompting so many trolls to come in here with sock accounts. And it's on both sides. It's both on YouTube and Kick. This has been happening. My apologies. I did ask my mods if they could come by today to help with modding a little more. I would appreciate that because it's really, really annoying how many accounts they're making. Keep in mind, I greatly relaxed the moderation stuff. These channels used to be like locked down. It used to be you need to have an account for 24 hours before you can even talk in the chat. You need to sub for 24 hours before you can talk in the chat. There was a longer slow mode. There was all this stuff. And I made it greatly loosened in the last few months per common request, you know? And I think what's happened is now the trolls are taking advantage of it. And it sucks. You know, it is what it is. My apologies if you see extra trolling. I'm doing my best to handle it. I can't moderate 2 chats at once while playing games. So if you notice that I'm playing a game and there's no mod around, you just kind of have to put up with it a little bit until I can take notice again. And my apologies for that. Obviously, you know, I don't like that. I want things to be controlled and better. But let's see what happens. Hopefully it calms down and the mods are helping. I can already tell you there's a couple of mods here that have been helping me all morning, and I appreciate that. Okay? Okay. Oh, my nose itches. Okay. I received a $5.04 tip. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, this is interesting. So someone tipped me $5.04. Let's play them in animation. They're anonymous. They didn't leave a name. And let's read what they have to say. It's a very honest first-time reaction to them checking out my content. Okay? So. First-time tipper, long-time viewer. YouTube ended up recommending a restream of your channel. And then, of course, I found out everyone's restreaming you. Yeah, there's like, right now, no lie, I would bet right now there's at least 3 people restreaming me of various levels and stature. There's probably one person who has like hundreds to 1,000 viewers. There's probably someone who's smaller, but I guarantee you there's like 3 people restreaming me right now. I almost guarantee it. I did not know that your Detractor community was so serious. It's impressive that somehow you inspire people like that. It was interesting and nuts to go try to look at their chats. Oh, dude, again, You want to talk about unhinged. You want to talk about mentally challenged. You want to talk about just like not in line with normal human behavior, fringe activity, weirdo shit. Go to those fucking chats and you will be like, what the fuck is going on with humanity? You know, the sad fact is that they exist and are allowed to exist because it's illegal. Restreaming of raw content is not allowed. It's why you can't restream a sports game. You can't restream a television show. You cannot restream live content without express permission. Right now, people are planning to restream the Game Awards. Did you know that it's illegal to do so unless you get permission? Which you can. They actually have a list you sign up for, and then they send you the release, and they send you a whole bunch of promotional materials you can use in your streams. They allow you to do it if you ask. But so many people do it without permission. It's illegal. It always was and always will be. There's a difference between there's an on-demand video that I am editing and cutting up and doing commentary over as a transformative work versus I am live rebroadcasting someone. 100%. Word for word, cutting out nothing. And people are now checking me out instead of the live broadcaster. That's illegal. That's why you can't live rebroadcast other content either. It's just that the little guy doesn't have the clout of the NFL or the MLB or the NBA or Fox or ABC or NBC to shut down the illegal streamers. You see? So it is what it is. I know. It's disturbing. You go over there, you look at their behavior like, what the? You want to talk about the fringes of human society, the weirdos who coagulate. These people used to be antisocial people, all right, who hid out in the corners of existence, in the fucking dark dungeons of someone's basement or cave. Now they literally congregate and coagulate as a community of unhinged cultist weirdos on the internet. And the sad fact is that we don't have anyone monitoring this kind of behavior, right? We really need people looking into this kind of weird shit. This is how fucked up stuff happens when you have these cults forming on the internet of just broken people with nothing good in their lives but harassing people online. This is going to be a bigger problem in another 10, 15 years. Mark my words. You're going to start seeing weird shit happening. Nose itches today. Okay. So we're almost done with the show. We got about 5-10 minutes left. If anyone has anything they want to talk about, tag me in either of the chats, please. And we'll chat a little bit and go from there. Okay. Would I play the new FPS mode in Fortnite? I don't care about Fortnite. I've told you guys a zillion times. I've played it before. I don't care about Fortnite. I'm not in no interest in it at all. Thoughts on Destiny streaming with a plugin? Well, if his studio stinks, he should have a plugin. I actually have a plugin over here. It's like Berry and Frost or something. It smells great. I love it. It actually made this office smell really good this last month. So I recommend plugins for your office or stream space if you stink. You know, normally it smells like a stinky sock. There you go. Do I think Batroo is worthy of Game of the Year? No. I think it's great, but I don't think it's a Game of the Year style game, in my opinion. I like it, but I don't think I would think, oh, knock my socks off Game of the Year contender stuff. No. How often do I watch and tip streamers? I don't. I don't watch or tip any streamers at all. I'm too busy. Truth is, if I wasn't a content creator, I probably would watch and tip and support other content creators just like everyone does. But I'm a content creator myself. I'm too busy to watch other people. No, I don't know anything about Crusader Kings 3. I did play Days Gone. There's a full playthrough of it on my DSPGaming channel on YouTube. At first, Days Gone had an incredibly slow start. Like, the first 12 hours are this boring grind. Then all of a sudden, the game gets good. You start going to other camps. Interesting plot is happening. New gameplay mechanics unlock. And you got to ask yourself, why did it have a 12-hour slog? Right? Why? It's just stupid. Why? If the game just started good, action-packed, people would have liked it more, but it is what it is, I guess. By the way, is this work? Oh, yeah. Everything's working good. So after the stupid internet drop, now everything's working well. Good. What is my least favorite current gaming trend? One thing that I would say is that if you haven't noticed in the last 3 years, it seems like there's always some new viral game. And at first it was like, well, if you didn't play it, you missed out on it, right? But now I feel like the viral games literally are just there to fill a gap when there's nothing major going on in gaming, but then they just get forgotten right away. Like, for example, there was a time when it was, oh, Fall Guys, Among Us, right? But now, like this year, it was like every week there's a viral game, but then after that week, no one talked about it again, right? So I think what's happened is the games are just becoming more and more short-lived, and that's not good. You know what I mean? Like, you want a game to end up having eventually a community around it or whatever. But I hear people talk about a game for like a week, and the next thing, oh, there's another game the next week. So you don't hear anyone talk about it again. Like, oh, that sucks because I was just getting into it. Or what if you find out about the game 2 weeks late, and oh, I'm interested in it, but then no one's playing it anymore. It's not popular because 2 weeks have passed. I feel like we got to find the right level of discoverability, popularity, and longevity, and it has to be a good balanced package. Right now, we're just getting, this game's hot right now, this game's hot right now, this game's hot right now, and then it's just gone right away. And I think that's an annoying trend, because I don't feel like it's been like that until just recently. I feel like games had longer time to get popular, to get noticed, to cook, as they say, and to get a dedicated player base, you know? And now those games aren't really getting that anymore. They're just kind of really getting rushed. I received another $5 4-cent tip. Maybe the same person. Really? See, this person, this is an outsider analyzing the behavior of my detractors, and it's fascinating because, again, I don't waste time on them, so I don't know. It's another $5 4-cent tip. Thank you. Oh, did I put 504 on the leaderboard? Oh, it doesn't matter because it's not the biggest tip. I see. That's why I didn't put it on the leaderboard. So just listen to this one. Okay. Oops, it should be 24. So more thoughts. It's crazy. One of these people refer to themselves as "We Are Legion," which is the best and most apt description. The viciousness is just uncanny. They talk about you having a sect, but the way that they respond to your every action and word is exactly what you expect from a sect mentality. They clearly are themselves in these kind of sects. A weird feedback loop has been created. There you go. Bizarre. Bizarre behavior. Thank you for the tips, by the way. And again, that's out every single time that people who don't know about me learn about the detractors. They usually don't believe it till you present them the evidence. And then when you present them the evidence, their mouth drops, their eyes go wide, and they say, oh God, people like that exist. This has happened many times in the last several years. People I've encountered who didn't know me, and then they start looking into my detractors, and they're like, oh God, that's real? That's disturbing as hell. Do these people not have lives? Do they not have things to do? No, they don't. Their life is their online social sect that they've joined to harass me. It's bizarre behavior because I know who none of them are. Like, literally, I don't know anyone who's restreaming me right now. I don't care. I don't pay any attention to it. I'm just here making my content every day. But these people are so nuts. They've created actual antisocial, sociopathic communities online, and this is their social interaction in life. They actually feel like that's a life. It's not a life. It's sickness. It's illness. It's toxicity. It's poison. It's killing them from the inside in their brains. They don't get it. They actually think, oh, well, this is good. This is it. No. Literally sitting on the internet wishing harm to someone all day is not a worthy existence for a human. You could be doing literally any other thing in your life and being a better person for yourself and everyone around you as well. It's not just like, oh, you know, you could be doing good things for yourself. You just don't realize it because you got sucked into the sect. By the way, Bobby Padlock over on Kick with a re-upping of the sub. Sorry, Bobby, I missed it at first. You did re-up your sub today, correct? And that will count. Thank you for that. Well, folks, despite the fact that my internet dropped out and I had to resync some of my tech, we actually had an on-time, relatively normal podcast today. I can't believe it. First one, right? The very first one since I got my new setup last week. So hopefully now we can work towards normalcy again. I feel like it's been this weird flux this last couple of weeks with all the equipment arriving, getting it hooked up, using it, adjusting to it. I still feel like at some point, something's going to hit me right in the face. Oh, crap. I don't have something that I need. I hope not. Like, for example, I need to make sure that I did really back up all the documents and everything that I need for business purposes. I'm pretty sure I did, but I got to double check that. I'm almost positive. I know I have everything, but I think we're getting to normalcy now. By the way, so I got to ask, what did you guys think of the webcam? Today, this is 4K webcam. So the quality of the webcam should have looked better for you on stream. I don't know about those watching on demand, but what did you guys think? Now, it wasn't 60 frames. In fact, watch. I think when I use this screen, it'll look a little better because it's 4K. I think it'll look better. But let me know. Those who are watching at the highest quality, you'll notice it's only 30 frames, not 60. But I'm not sure that the webcam at 60 was really helping that much anyway. You know, I don't know. A lot of people are saying it looks the same. If you're watching on Kick, probably it looks very similar. If you're watching on YouTube, you may be seeing a difference. I'm not sure. Is the stream lagging? Is it? Hold on. Let me check on Kick before I adjourn the show. Let me actually watch the stream. I haven't watched it at all. Let me see here. Let me load it. Glitched out. Let me reload the whole page. Here I am. Okay. Moving and watching myself now. And I seem to be fine. Am I 30 frames? I am 30 frames. I'm not 60. I look good. I don't see any lag on my end. And I'm watching my own stream rebroadcast. It looks fine to me. Quality looks good. Or it looks sharp. So, okay. Super Bonchon says the 30 FPS sucks. I guess we just got to determine what you want. We can go back to 1080p 60 or we can stay at 4K 30. Well, let's do 4K 30 for today for the webcam and see what people think, and we'll make a decision. We'll make a determination. Okay? Do I believe Resident Evil 2 HD Remake is the top 10 best PS games? I don't know. It's great. It was my game of the year. So, okay. Can't tell the difference. You likely can only tell the difference if you're watching at like 1080p or 1440p. Then you would notice. People at 720 below aren't going to notice. But it's the difference between 1080 to 4K. So if you're at a lower res, you wouldn't see it anyway. It's already compressed, see? Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. Tomorrow, we'll talk about more developments in Marvel Rivals and the characters I tried. We'll talk about how Indie went. We'll talk about if we hit any goals. And tomorrow, I have the big announcement. Remember I said I have an announcement I want to tell you all of you. But I wanted to hold it because we were already late. Maybe we'll open the show tomorrow with the announcement. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And tomorrow should be a great day as well. Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays. 'Tis the season. See you all soon. Peace out.